Hi, welcome to Glen Meditation. Today's video is on artificial intelligence. Some people have wrote into me to say that I should just stick to making videos on diet and stuff. But my channel is it's a meditation channel, and it's looking at a broad spectrum of topics. And what I've been doing lately is finding topics I think are important to pay attention to. So basically, I'm just acting as a pointer to say, look here, have you looked at this? And one topic that I think a lot about, and it's basically artificial intelligence and technology. I think this is a really important subject when it comes to meditation, because meditation develops a part of ourselves that is beyond and smarter than artificial intelligence and technology. But there's a group of people, and most people on the planet think they worship the left brain and thinking and stuff like that, and so they think expanding intelligence is going to make some superhuman. So a lot of weird stuff could happen in the future, or not the too far distance future. I just finished watching an interview with a guy named Ben Goertzel. I think I said his name right. I don't know. On London Real, and the topic was, will artificial intelligence kill us? And the timelines he was talking for artificial intelligence becoming smarter than us and growing at an exponential rate is that we can't even fathom is 2045, so it's not too far off. Personally, how do you feel? I'd like to see in the comments how you feel about how humans are relating with technology now, and you think it's going to be a positive thing or neutral thing or a very bad thing. I was sitting on the SkyTrain in Vancouver the other day, and I'd say out of 30 people, a good 20 to 25 were staring at their phones. There was one guy with a yoga mat, so I made a joke, did you trade your phone for a yoga mat? And he laughed and he said no, his phone's in his pocket. And then we had actually a conversation where the other people were just sitting staring at their phones. And on an hour trip from where I live to Vancouver, you'll see people that just stare at their phone the whole time on the SkyTrain, and then when they get on the bus after that, the same thing, and while they're standing at the bus stop, just staring at their phones. You see people, I'm sure you guys notice it everywhere you are too. And that's where I see the negative side of technology, where you give toys to people that aren't even conscious enough to use them yet. Like if it gets to the point where people are driving and staring at their phone and could risk their life, it shows that they have a toy that they can't play with. And it's going to get worse. And I struggled to see how this doesn't end in a bad way if we just go into this without a lot of regulation, and not regulation from the people that are stand to benefit from it, like the governments and the companies right now. As I said in this video, AI's jobs now is with gambling, killing. I forget the other two things they said, but that's basically the things AI is involved with now aren't good. And there was also the Joe Rogan show the other day. I'll put that in the links below, where the comedian came on and she had a robot version of herself. So they talked a lot about robotics. And this guy that's in the London Real interview had a lot to do with building those new robots. So it's an interesting interview. But for me, I just sit and watch people struggling to deal with the basics in just mobile phones. So I wonder what they're going to be like when they get offered to have a neural link put into their brain, and this is happening quite soon apparently, so it's kind of scary and something that we should be paying attention to. Another thing is, you probably hear a lot of it if you're in the know these days, is 5G being put into your city. Is it healthy to have that much EMFs around your body and stuff like this? So all this stuff that we need to start paying attention to, which are going to be more important than paying attention to just trivial stuff. We're going to have a lot of stuff thrust on us in the next years coming and in our lifetimes we could see a total exponential growth in technology beyond what puts us in control or maybe even ends us. So it's kind of important to pay attention to. I've seen a lot of gurus in the past say that this problem was going to happen, and the only thing that'll solve it is an expansion in consciousness, which means it's even more important to meditate now and keep a good relationship so that you're in charge of how you use your technology rather than it uses you. Be aware of the step effect where instead of just springing all this technology on us at the same time, they're just stepping us into a point where we feel at ease with it. If you have your phone on all the time, turned on your body, personally, when I carry my phone into the city nowadays, it's off, and I notice an improvement in my health. You might say that's crazy, but I'm that sensitive, and I can feel a difference with it turned off. I check for messages, or if I need to turn it on to make a call, I use speakerphone and keep it away from my head. The only time I stare at my phone is if I'm early to the chiropractic appointment and I have 15 minutes down in the waiting room, which isn't in the waiting room of the office, but it's down the bottom of the floor of the building. So I wouldn't turn my phone on in a chiropractor's office or a doctor's office. But anyhow, we have lots of things to talk about and consider, and we shouldn't just be sitting back as bystanders watching what's going on. Otherwise, it's just going to be thrust upon us. So my opinions, could talk for hours on it, is that AI could be great. It could be a lot of positive stuff, but in the hands of the wrong people and used for control and stuff like that, not going to be good. And if you watch guys like this Ben Goldsill talking, you can tell they're people, in my case, when I watch him, I see someone who's more towards the left brain side, and that's what happens with these technology companies. You get people usually who haven't done their work on their consciousness and their compassion and stuff, just mindlessly playing God and going into things that get us into trouble. But we worship it. Like, you can see the worship of modern medicine is worshiping the left brain and technology, and how when the simple stuff is what works, where you meditate, take time in nature, get plenty of water, stay away from processed foods, have good relationships, get lots of sun. Simple stuff. The more I get away from technology and the more I get back into the real world, which has been work for me, because I got, like everybody, into things, staring at my phone and spending time being busy and not getting out to nature in the sun. But I've really flipped that around, and so I think it's important to look at this topic. So I've made this video today. Anyhow, take care, have a good day, bye bye.